let's first welcome from England, the undefeated Ellis Zoro.
Well, Ellis Zoro didn't hesitate when first offered this opportunity, which at the outset was for the world title. But he says belts collect only dust. It might not be what the purists want to hear, he says, but he's in this only for the money. Talks about early in his career, clearing no more than £200, $250 thereabouts for some of his fights. He has a 6-year-old daughter with autism, so money, he says, makes a difference, a huge difference. Here tonight means he can give her what she wants, and maybe even more to come. The dream is alive. It might be a distant dream. It's a night when he has to dare to be great. Well, this is the man who's drawn rave reviews around the boxing world. Talks about being hidden away in Australia. Australians, he says, are so often underestimated because they are so far away from much of the boxing world. But another chance to showcase his immense talents here tonight.
And now let's welcome to the ring from Australia, the undefeated Jai Obitaya.
So I don't want to hear that trying to push me, right? We really out on the field. My boys still doing life. When I'm fucking walk that, fuck that car, go left on the mat. Shut up, you pushers. I don't want to hear that. Tell them I don't want to hear that.
Well, Chris Mannix was saying there in discussion with Addy and Tony how Eddie Hearn has talked of this man one day moving up to the heavyweight division. He also has talked about moving up to the bridgerweight division. Sparsely populated, but he says, who knows, he could be a three-weight world champion, the dominant force in the cruiserweight division, as he's joined on the ring walk by his uncle, still acclaimed as the #1 cruiserweight in the world. And there were some gushing appraisals of his work against Jordan Thompson in his most recent win, showcasing his talents to the British audience and beyond.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with 12 rounds scheduled in the cruiserweight division. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions. For Riyadh Season and National Events Center in association with General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Gold Star Promotions, Sella, Matchroom Boxing, and Tasman Fighters. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, steward in charge Robin Smith, timekeeper is Andrew East. Our 3 judges assigned, all from England, will be Steve Gray, Mark Lyson, and Kevin Parker. Our referee in charge will be John Latham of England. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing white with black and weighed in officially at 199.5 pounds. Coming to us from Bromley, Kent, England. He brings an undefeated record with 17 wins, 7 of his 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the current WBO European Cruiserweight Champion, Ellis Zoro. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing white with silver and weighed in officially at 198.5 pounds. Hailing from Sydney, Australia, he was a 2012 Olympian and now as a professional is undefeated with 23 wins, 18 of his 23 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the current Ring Magazine champion and the undefeated former IBF Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Jai Obitaya.
Right, lads, what I expect from you both, you obey me instructions at all times. When I tell you to break, you both break clean. Defend yourselves at all times, and the best luck to you both. Touch gloves.
So Jai Obitaya going back to the corner, still the proud owner of the Ring Magazine belt in the Cruiserweight division, facing British opposition for the second time in a row and saying that he is nowhere near achieving what he wants to in boxing. The latest step here then against the Londoner Ellis Zoro. 12 rounds, no longer for the IBF Cruiserweight belt. Still, plenty of intention, plenty of ambition in the mind of Jai Obitaya.
I agree with what the guys were saying in the studio about a shadow of a doubt, the best out there at the minute, a very, very good fighter. Look at the footwork. Obitaya always has a spring in his step that allows him to get into range and out of range very quickly. A lovely jab. Punches very hard with both hands with Zorro. He can fight, he can move. He has a nice jab. My only concern with Zorro is he likes to lean out of range to miss a shot and come back with counters. He has to be very careful that he doesn't lean back into a shot.
Opetaia is a perfect prototype of a southpaw sniper. I mean, he has, like you said, a beautiful bounce and a rhythm to his lower body, his footwork, and that creates openings. You know, he doesn't always need to be feinting. It's that nice little bounce that he has from that southpaw angle that actually intimidates opponents like Zorro. You know, they don't know when he's going to pounce and come with that straight left hand.
Yeah, that presents an added dimension of difficulty for Zorro. Already a golfing class in terms of the opponents that they've faced, but he's never been up against the southpaw in the professional ranks.
Yeah, the feints, the head movement, always moving. Has brilliant variation with that left hand. You see him there come wide with the shot. Has to make sure that right hand's tucked higher, Zorro.
The crowd sensing that that left hand from Opetaia might be the precursor to something more detonating.
It definitely is going to be detonating sooner or later because he alternates it from a straight left hand to the chin, he turns it around to a hook just like he did there, and he also throws it downstairs to the body. You know, so it comes from every angle and it's very dangerous at all times. Just like that, beautiful shot.
Always changing the levels with his shot, and it makes it very difficult for opponents to read his work. They have no idea where the shots are coming from.
And that's because of the footwork. It's fantastic. It's the footwork. It's brilliant lower body. The foundation of Opetaia is just something special. Those shots right there, that intimidates opponents to cover up the body, and that's why he went for the home run upstairs.
And when you do look at that footwork, what we always talk about in the southpaw against the orthodox, and there you see almost as Opetaia's just nudged off balance. Placing that lead foot, the right foot, outside of the left foot of Zorro.
I like where he's positioning himself, though, Zorro, in the ring. He's not getting bullied too far. Back. Oh, big shot!
Single shot, left hand.
Zorro is out. Zorro is out. His head hit the canvas. That's bad news.
He gave an indication of what was to come earlier in the round. And in one decisive moment, It's all over for Ellis Zoro. The golfing class described here by one single punch, as Opetaia now walks over to his stricken opponent, who is sitting up, being tended to by the medics here at ringside and his own corner. But that was truly devastating.
Devastating and scary. That punch right there and the way that he reacted. I mean, this was an undefeated opponent who wasn't accustomed to losing in Zorro. To get knocked out by one shot like that, that's brutal, that's devastating, and that's intimidating. And that's the reason this is the #1 fighter at cruiserweight.
Huge power, huge shot. The variation we said with that left hand, he was targeting the body of Zorro. It's very, very hard for the Englishman to read where the shots were coming from, and the shot that closed the show was thunderous. The way he brought his feet
in any weight, at any level, that was as clinical as it gets in this sport. This is some talent.
Jai Obitaya is a bad man. The feint downstairs, the eyes, the jab to the body that doesn't come, and then the left hand upstairs. He got the reaction from Zorro, and he made sure he did not miss with that left hand. The commitment to the shot was spot on, Sergio.
But the reason that punch landed is because he set that up to the belly first. The very first punch that he threw was a straight hand to the gut. Then he threw it upstairs to the body. Then he looped it around the guard. Wow. So he alternated that left hand. It totally fooled Zorro. Didn't know where it was coming, what direction. Beautiful shot.
Pound for pound star there, Mike.
Ringside last time, you and Tony Bellew, Darren, were purring about this man. And Sergio, you've seen him live now for the first time.
Incredible. This is the #1 cruiserweight on the planet. Scary pound for pound talent. This division better watch out. This is a bad, bad man in Opetaia.
Zorro mercifully back to his feet, even managing to smile about it as we get now the official time of that rapid finish.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 2 minutes, 56 seconds of round #1. Your winner by way of technical knockout and still undefeated, Jai Obitaya.
Not surprisingly, Ellis Zoro can't help but applaud that sensational performance by Jai Obitaya. And yes, the opposition will get tougher, but he dismissed Zorro with the minimum of fuss and the maximum of power. Can't promise anything as dramatic at the Riyadh Season Tennis Cup, but high quality action for sure. The first Riyadh Season Tennis Cup from December the 26th and 27th. Tennis icons, Djokovic, Alcaraz, Sabalenka, Jabeur, battling it out on DAZN just in a few days' time here in Riyadh.